What's going on, everyone? It's Ben from YGO from Zero, back with another Wheel Wednesdays. Now, if you're new to this series, basically what we do every week, we've got a list of retro formats on a wheel here. Not every single retro format in existence. I unfortunately have had to cut out the Link eras and beyond just because I'm not really equipped to just pick up a deck casually with that and just play some games with it. But we've got everything up to Arc V, and it should be a lot of fun. Now, we don't have Goat and Edison as well on this list because they have a lot of coverage on YouTube outside of this channel. So we're just going to focus on lesser known formats. Now, I do have one more rule for myself. If I spin the format that I'm currently on, which is zombie format, or the format that I just covered, which is Trooper, then I will respin. So those are the only constraints on this. So let's spin and see what format we're playing today. Looks like we're playing Cyber format. Okay, that's a pretty fun one, and I know exactly what deck I'm going to play for this one. Now, right when I saw Cyber format, I knew I wanted to play this deck in particular because this is the latest deck that won the latest Cyber format tournament, which are held in the Cyber Goats Discord server. Link to that will be in the description down below. But this is a sort of Gemini... Nope. Now, right when I saw Cyber spun on the wheel, I knew I wanted to play this deck because this is one of the coolest decks that I've seen in retro Yu-Gi-Oh! For quite some time. Now, Cyber Goat format is the format right after Goat where Cybernetic Revolution has been released, but the new ban list has not come into effect yet. So you still use the same ban list as Goat format, but with all the new cards from Cybernetic Revolution, including Cyber Dragon. You also get to include these Cyber Dragon fusions, which does lead to Cyno Decay being a pretty decent deck. But that means that decks can rise up to counter that style of deck. And this is a really good example of that. This is a normal monster beatdown deck. You get value off the emissaries to get the normal monsters to hand. You also have Fusiliades here to pair with your skill drains, which do not affect your normal monsters or your cyber dragons. So this is actually a really, really neat sort of tech. Skill drain does stop a lot of the other decks in the format. And when you're getting your searches for your Jerry Beans bands and your Fusiliades or 2800, then it can put you in a really, really good spot. So this is an awesome list by LFU2, one of the GOATs in GOAT format and just retro Yu-Gi-Oh! In general. So I'm really excited to give this one a shot. Also, we're playing the Xarian universes, which are also unique to Cyber format compared to GOAT format. So it's just cool to see a lot of the new techs in here. So I'm not going to go through a strict card by card. I think you can see all of the things on screen for yourself. You know, Emissary to search out Jerry Beans Man, and also Cyber Dragons and Xarians and Fusiliades to just get aggressive, Skill Drain to shut down your opponent's stuff, and then Battle Traps as well to protect your own things. Solemn Judgment also stop your opponent's big plays and protect your own stuff. And yeah, just a lot of good stuff here in general. So let's just dive into some games and see how this deck actually plays. Okay, we got a game against Jim Bob, if you can guess on the channel. We're going to wish them good luck, have fun. I don't have too much time tonight, so I'm doing a live duel. I know that some people prefer the sort of post-game commentary that I do on these matches, just going back over the replays and doing that. So let me know what you'd like for Wheel Wednesdays in the future. I was sort of envisioning the series as live games, so that way it would mix up sort of the style of content on my channel. But if you do prefer just doing always the post-game commentary, then let me know as well. But hopefully this gives some insight into sort of how I think when I play the game. I'm not the best player in the world, but hopefully, you know, people can learn from both what I do and what I don't do. So, okay, our opponent's opening up with a T-set pass. I mean, right now, what I'm thinking here is just going for Xarian and trying to pierce. I feel like that's pretty decent. So yeah, I'm just going to do that. I can't really think of what else I do here. Maybe set Emissary, but I feel like that's not really the best. I could also... okay, so there is a move where I skill drain in case it's Moth, which it very well might be. So actually what I'm thinking about here, I think it is probably better just to, yeah, I think it is better just to set the skill drain, get that in place for later. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set 3. If I've got Solemn set, I'm already playing into heavy and I lose into heavy anyway, so I'll just set 4. It's not perfect. It's not ideal. I don't like setting 4 into heavy. Like, I'm not one of the people who is just like, nope, that's going to be 1,000. So I'm glad I saved it. So this means that they both won't get out of spy, and also we can attack over that next turn. So I feel good about that. I'm very happy I did that. So I'm glad I slowed down to think over it a bit before just going for the instinctual play of just summoning Xarian attacking in. So, yeah, that's fine, because we can book that down. We can Saku it. We've got a lot of different ways to deal with this thing here. I'm actually going to let this go through because I want to search out the Jerry Beans man. This does trigger engrave, so if my opponent has a level 3 or lower normal monster, they can do it, but looks like they do not. So we're going to, oh, don't mind if I do draw that Cyber Dragon. I'm going to special summon out the Cyber Dragon. I'm also going to summon out the Jerry Beans Man because I think 50 life points is not really consequential enough to reveal information that our opponent does not know. So they're going to ring the Sidra here. That's going to be fine. We'll take that 21. And I could just book down the Sidra and then attack over with the Jerry Beans, but I think I'm actually going to try and get them to attack into the Jerry Beans with the Saku. So I'm just going to pass back to them. This can also try and get them to do a bit more of an aggressive play here, summing out something else. I feel like it's just generally better to just keep it like this, but I am losing a bit of tempo potentially. But if they attack into Jerry Beans and, you know, run into Saku, then that's still losing them tempo. So, yep, the Sangan is fine. They're going to snatch the Beanie guy. This is actually a bit of a thinker here, because I could book down the Beans Man, but then I lose it. I think I'm just going to give it to them. I gain 1,000 here. I can save book for later. So, yeah, I'm going to Saku the Sidra either way here. So I will take 1750. But I will also, okay, then take 1,000. And now the question is, are they going to attack him with Sidra? I think they are. Yep, they are indeed. I'm going to Saku that. So that's out of the picture now. Now we're gaining 1,000 from this match in our turn. So I'm feeling okay about this. We will draw to Breaker. That is really good. I'm going to gain 1,000 here. Actually, Breaker's kind of not good because I can't use it on the Snatch. I think what I might do, honestly, I might just wall up with Xarian because I'm gaining 1,000 every turn. I don't necessarily want to attack into that Sangan. I do have a book to set things down as well. So I think I actually might want to get more field presence here, set the Xarian, not attack into a battle trap, and then just pass back to them. So that's what I'm going to do. And let's see if this pays off for us here. If they do bring out a big guy, we've got book to set it down. They're going to go pre-mat. That is fine because we can just book down the Sidra. So if they've got a second Sidra, then that's getting a bit worrying for us. But I'm okay with them paying 8 to bring out a Sidra here. And they are going to attack in to our set. Which one are they going to attack in with first, though, is the question. If they attack in with something that's not Sidra first, I will not book down the Sidra yet. But I will book it down eventually. Let's see what they do, though. Let's go. Max damage. So they will take 900 from that. Pretty big amount of damage there. And now I can book down the Sidra and potentially get over it next turn. This is a bit awkward because if they've got a battle trap to stop the Xarian, then we won't be able to get over it. But this is kind of our only way to deal with Sidra right now. So I do think it's pretty good. Pre-mat is engrave. I assume they're going to catch it. Yep, there they go. So I don't really need to point it out here. If they did not catch it, then we would have potentially been in trouble. I need to think about this, actually. That might be worth Soloming because I don't have a way to deal with it. So I think I will Solemn that. So I'm just going to do half. Yeah, that might come back to bite us. Solemn is very good at stopping like battle traps and stuff like that, but I do think we have to do that. And it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. I mean, the thing is, if they've got a way to stop the Xarian, then we're cooked either way. So I will just bring out Breaker here, see if that's fine. And that's going to be fine. And so I'm just going to try and get in over the Sidra and try and get in over the Sangan because it seems like they're on a Monarch strategy. So I don't want to give them a monster here that they can contribute over for a Monarch. Even if the Monarchs don't have effects, I think it is still good to attack over it now. So, yeah, we're kind of in a very scary spot here, but they are also down to 3,600. Skill drain is active. So, you know, we're in not the worst spot. Now, if they get out Spy, that is bad for us because we can't clear Spy. But again, you know, they've got to set it up for a turn. They don't have a monster to tribute now to get immediate value off this. So I feel okay with this. And they're going to get out Warrior Lady, which is perfectly fine by me because Warrior Lady does not actually use its effect on field. So we will be able to get over that and not have it be banished because it doesn't activate engrave, it activates on field. So yeah, I'm feeling good about this. Call, I'm going to dust that. That's getting dusted. 100% dusting that. Get it out of here. We do not want them to have a monster on field. They're going to set one, probably the Warrior Lady. Sidra does not do anything for us here. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to attack in with the Xarian, because again, probably the Warrior Lady. Oh, that also hurts. Yep, so we'll take that. And then main 2, I don't want to summon out Sidra now, so I'm just going to pass. So we did get baited into, I mean, maybe there was the world in which we just tribute over the Breaker, attack into the Spy, and then attack directly for 18. That is possibly what the better move would have been here. Because they didn't search out Spy, so maybe I should have had the read that they had Spy in hand. And yeah, now they do get to tribute that for a Sidra of their own. Okay, I'm okay with them tributing out a Sidra here, honestly, because we can crash with that Sidra if we so wish. It does make things awkward. Okay, well, Saku means that I don't want to crash the Sidra, so I'm just going to set the Saku and then pass back to them and hope that this is enough. Hope that they don't draw Heavy, because Heavy would be bad here. Heavy would be the end of the game. But to be fair, Heavy would be the end of the game either way, no matter what we did here. That's going to be fine by us. And they're going to run into that Saku, which, to be fair, they kind of have to do this. You know, this is their game plan. We have our game plan. So, yeah, pre-mat is going to be pretty good for us here. We could go for pre-mat now. I think I kind of want to go for pre-mat here. It does drop us down very low. If they draw into another Sidra, we're dead. So there are worlds in which we don't do this. If that back row is TT as well, then we lose the game from that. Oh, this is a tricky spot to be in. But if we pre-mat for Emissary here, and they go TT, then we do get a search. But again, the awkward thing is if they've got another Sidra, then we lose. But they've gone through 2 Sidras already. That is a really big think. Really big think indeed. Okay, if we drop down to 275, I don't think they've had a Sidra so far. Like another one, that is. Maybe part of the reason why they treated this Sidra, though, was because they... I don't know. Yeah, I'm not... It doesn't put them on a 2-turn clock, even. Well, actually, it does, because... Yeah, it does put them on a 2-turn clock. But again, I think it's just a little bit too risky. So I'm just going to attack into the Warrior Lady. If they don't have Sidra, I think we're still in a fine spot either way here. So, yeah, I feel like we're doing okay. I'm going to set the pre-mat, because I don't think they're going to Heavy Storm here without having a way to clear what we've got, in which case we're probably taking enough damage to kill us anyways. So they're going to set 1. We draw another Skill Drain, which is very funny. What I might do here, I don't think it's worth it to go for pre-mat right now. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to tribute off for Sidra and see if that goes through. They're going to think about this. Okay, that is a good sign for us. They're going to TT the board. I'm okay with that. It's an Apprentice Magician. Okay, I'm glad that happened. I think now we do go for pre-mat here, paying 800. I think we bring back Sidra, because again, if they've got Sidra in their hand, then Emissary just loses us the game. So I will bring back this Sidra, attack in for 21, and then I'm going to set a Skill Drain, because if they've got Heavy, we lose either way. So we're not at the point where we can play around Heavy. I might as well set a bluff, potentially get them, you know, thinking about other things that they have to worry about. But it is definitely a bit scary here. Well, that will be, well, no, actually it's not lethal unless it's BLS. Yeah, if it's BLS, it's lethal. But if it was Sork, we were still in it potentially. But yeah, that was not going to work out for us there. So again, I think if I had gone for summoning Sidra earlier to attack over the Spy, things might have been different. But then again, they tributed 4 Sidra, so it might not have actually mattered there, because they would have just specialed the Sidra and gotten in. So yeah, that was a bit of a rough one for us. Now we know what they're on Monarch. I think that we can do some good siding here. Bringing in the Dust Shoots, I think, is good against Monarch. We could bring in Wang Yu's, but I feel like, oh, maybe Wang Yu's good against Monarch, especially if they're on... Well, Apprentice Monarch's a bit awkward, because it doesn't prevent the apprentices from something, I don't think, because the monsters are set. So, yeah, I definitely want to keep in the Skill Drains against this deck. What do I want to cut, though? I think Dust Tornado isn't the best against this deck. Solemns, I also don't think are the best. Is Dust Tornado better than Solemn? Debatable, I think. I'm going to keep in a Solemn here. I don't think Solemns are the best against this style of Monarch deck. Like, we had to trade a Solemn for a Monarch just there last game. So you kind of see that already. I could just put in a book instead. I do like book. I'm going to put in the book. And yeah. So let's dive in to the, I mean, this is, oh my God, this is the God hand right here. This is incredible. This is so good. I mean, this is really good. We're going to summon this to play around knock, but stand by. We're going to activate Dust Shoot. Dust Shoot number 1. Let's see what they got. No need to just activate both here. I guess they could like fire MST, but then if they fire MST to thin out their hand a bit, then we've got the other Dust Shoot. Well, let's send back the Sidra. And let's see. They've got Ring, Vindictive, MST, Swords, and Premat. So actually, I'm going to hold the other Dust Shoot because I don't think that they can really do much with that hand. I don't think it's the best. Like, yes, the Vindictive can hit Breaker, but I'm okay with it hitting Breaker. So, yeah. It looks like they're not going to commit the Swords right now, so I'm not going to commit the Breaker right now. Oh my goodness, wow. Do I go for knock here? I think I actually... Ooh, I might want to go for knock. Just to get it out of the deck. Yeah, they did play around our second Dust Shoot, so that is good on them for doing that. So maybe I should have activated the other Dust Shoot here, but if I did that, my knock would be dead. So I got to shuffle up the deck here, and then I'll just get in for 16. I don't need to commit the Breaker yet into Chainable Back Row, so I'm just going to attack in and then pass. Okay, they got 3 cards in hand. They're probably going to commit something. Okay, they committed a set there. Exarian is not bad. We know that set cannot be Vindictive or anything that gets into Vindictive. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to summon out Exarion. See if that's okay. If it's Spy, it's Spy, but we can smash one of them at least. So there is that. But yeah, I'll just attack in. And I'm going to declare the effect before I do the attack, just so they know. But yeah, okay, I do take 6. I mean, that is what it is. The question is, do I smash one of these? There is potentially good reason to, because it gets them 1 card less, but like the only really nightmare scenario is if they're playing Demock in the deck, which I don't think that they're going to be doing. So I'm going to save the smash for later. I don't really see how the super comes back to bite us. I mean, it could. It could definitely come back to bite us, but I guess not holding the knock came back to bite us there, because knock would have been much better on the card that we cannot trade favorably with versus the one that we can. We draw another emissary, so I'm just going to commit this. See if that's okay. And now I'm just going to do the whole thing again. I'm going to declare this, attack into the set, and hope to burn them for a bit. Okay, they will take 600, so that is the Apprentice. But again, if they go into like a, I don't know, a Faith or something, they got to use up the MST here, which I'm not upset about losing the, either of these cards really. I could also cut them off of, because I could just attack into the set every turn with Exarian, so. And I don't want to incentivize them for using the MST right now. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, well, there's a nightmare scenario where they activate Swords and then they get back Swords with Faith after we pop it with Breaker. So I think I will just attack in here. So yeah, they're going to use up the Faith now, but this does just get back MST. So, okay, I'm fine losing Dust Shoot there. Dust Shoot would have been live though, if they'd hit the other card. So that's why I was also okay with this, because either way, this deals with a monster that they could potentially be summoning out. So yeah, the real downside here for us is if they draw into Mobius Pop Saku. But if they don't do that, then we're feeling pretty good about this. So I'm just going to pass on this and see what they do. So I have a read that that other set there is Ring. So the set behind the Spy there is very, very likely Ring. Do I just commit the Breaker to use up the Ring? I don't want to do that, so I don't think I will. I'm just going to switch these all to defense, actually. It may seem weird, but Adversary gets value. Immediately, I kind of want these to be gone. And So yeah, I'll do it. I'll switch these to defense. I don't care if they attack over the emissaries. Because like I don't think that they can attack over everything on field right now with what they've got. You know, I mean, Monarchs are ways to do it, but yeah, Sidra is fine. This is actually great for us because we can Saku the Sidra, and then we can smash the Spy and get in for a bunch of damage. So they're just going to pass back to us. I'm perfectly okay with that. TT is a pretty good draw as well. I just want to get aggressive here. So let's just, I mean, yes, if they've got Mirror Force, that's bad. But let's go Jerry Beans, man. Summon this guy out. See if that goes through. If they've got TT, they've got TT. But if they don't, I'm feeling good. I'm going to think about this. So they probably have a TT. Yeah, they will indeed TT. Oh, did I miss? Did I misread which set was what? I thought they had Rindicted. Oh, I don't know. Doesn't really matter here. I can still get 2 emissaries. So I will take that. And we still have a smashing here. But I don't know if I just misread or if like the MST was in the wrong. Oh yeah, Ring was the card back. Yeah, okay. I don't understand why I'm so confused here. Ring was the card in the center. So, but yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that outcome. Honestly, this is a pretty good outcome for us. We got 2 searches off that. So, yep, that's fine. Tribe is. I mean, Tribe's Tribe. I'm not going to commit anything here. I could summon out Breaker, but that just uses up the ring, which I guess I want to get the ring out at some point, but like, yeah, I'll go. Actually, I will go for Breaker. This will tell me if they have like a side right here. Yep, they will go for that. So we'll take 16. So yeah, either way, this is a good way. Like, I still have no monsters on board, but gets them to use up resource. And so yeah, I think it's ultimately okay. So we're just going to pass back to them. Maybe I should have set the smashing as well because they do have an MST. So if they are going for a big play, they can MST our back row before going for anything. But I think this is still fine. They're going to set 2, pass back to us. I mean, that is pretty good. They do have MST to stop this, though, so we can go set, pass. But yeah, I feel like ultimately this is pretty decent. They're going to MST blindly. They hit the skill drain, which would have baited out the MST anyways, so that's kind of rough. But if they heavy the board, they heavy the board, right? Like, they lose their swords, so there's that. It'd be rough, but okay, that's why they went for the MST there, because they wanted to grab back the MST with the Faith. But, you know, again, they could have waited for us to skill drain there. I guess they had no spells engraved. Okay, yeah, that's why they did that then. Will they blind snipe another of our back row? That's a question. Pre-mat here. What's the target? I'm curious. I'm going to TT that on summon, so yeah. If they MST are smashing, that's kind of rough, but the MST is at least out of the picture for a bit, so there is that. Book of Moon. I will take a Book of Moon. Again, I don't want to commit into a Sidra, so I will set the book, pass back. What are they going to do? They're going to set 1 and pass back to us. Okay, this is looking pretty decent for us. Now we can start running out our monsters here. So let's go Jerry Beans, man. Get in for over half their life points. I'm fine with that. And let's pass back to them. And I feel pretty good about this state of affairs overall. If they summon outsider, I don't think we like do book or anything. I will just book down the Jerry Beans, man. Just so that way there's no like major bursts of damage out of nowhere. So. Because we got a very, very good hand set up to deal with whatever they potentially have. Oh, wow. Okay, that was just the end of the game. Okay, I'm good with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. Now that we're not going first, do we still keep in the dust shoots? I think probably. The other thing is swords. I did not expect swords out of them. Is it worth bringing in a dust tornado to deal with swords? I'm not necessarily so sure. It does give our deck a bit of aggressive oomph, though. And they're probably going to... They played around dust shoot, like, really well that past game. So, I think I am going to take out the dust shoots. Bottomless. Is Bottomless worth it? Bottomless might be worth it. Because they are playing Monarchs. I'll put in 1 Bottomless, see how it goes. I'm not, like, sold on Bottomless, though, but could be interesting. They are playing a lot of big guys, so Bottomless is not a bad idea, but Let's see how this one goes for us. I mean, this is a great hand overall. We can special out Sidra, summon out Emissary, and then knock their set. So, and we can do that. It's pretty good. They could have Dust Shoot, though, so that is something to keep in mind. But, oh, they do not have Dust Shoot. Okay, let's go here. We're just going to special summon out the Sidra, summon out the Emissary, and then go for the knock here on their monster, the Old Vindictive. Not going to do much here. And now we'll just attack in for 3,700 total damage here. Now, the question is, do we commit back row? And if we do, what back row do we commit? I don't really want to commit back row because we do have this smashing here. I could commit an MST just to deal with like Snatch, which I don't hate. I'm going to commit the MST. If this baits out back row from them, then that's fine. The downside is like swords. Like, you know, I don't have it for swords later in the future, but that's really the only thing I can really think about really missing out on here. I'm going to MST that because I don't want them to tribute off my Sidra. So glad I went for the MST set there. There's also argument for doing that in battle phase, but I feel like if you're going Snatch, you're doing it to tribute off, you know, to prevent an MST from coming down. They did indeed have a monster here to get rid of the Sidra, get in over the Emissary here, but then we get to search out the goat of our deck, the Jerry Beans Man. Let's go. Gotta love seeing the Jerry Beans Man here. I feel like we're in a good spot too because we drew another one. Let's go. That's what we want to see. Not actually, but it's funny. So Jerry Beans Man goes through. We're going to smashing the Zaborg. If it's like not a book or something, then we still get to beat over it. So we're going to attack in here. No! They got back to Zaborg. That's unfortunate. Okay, we're just going to set one pass back. They didn't have MST, or maybe they did have MST and they just played Snatch into a potential MST, but either way here, I'm okay with this outcome. So we're taking 650 here. We got to hope that we get into something good. If the lag will let us, okay, that's rough. DB lag is lagging again. Hate to see this. I do think we still used up the MST pretty well on the Snatch, but it's just, you know, Call the Haunt is another high impact. Oh, no. Call the Haunt is another high impact thing. But, yep, we did take the 650. Yeah, the 650 went through because we're at 6550. So, yeah. Yep. Sidra, I like Sidra. I could go Sidra... It's kind of a bad play, but I could do special Sidra and then TT the board. That is an option. I kind of like that option, actually. I kind of want to do that option. I actually do like that option a lot. Oh my goodness, the lag is awful. Goodness, oh my goodness, we're just disconnecting left and right. Well, there's one of the perils of doing live duels is that you get to deal with DB connection issues. So, okay, we're back. We're back and better than ever. There's also a world where so it's tricky because if that set is Moth, then we're kind of cooked. We're kind of cooked if that set is Moth. It likely is Moth too. I'm just going to special summon out the Sidra and then TT the board. I think this, is it the right play or not? I don't know. It's debatable, but I do think that it's very funny at least. I think I do commit the Beans Man in because we just want to get aggressive at this point. If they've got Sidra, that's unfortunate. They can Sidra here, but I also feel like if they had Sidra, they wouldn't have gone Call on Zaborg. They've got that guy. That guy's fine. We can lose the Beans Man to Xarian. Xarian, very cool card in general here. Dust Tornado, pretty good. We can set that, trade for some back row, pass back. If only we had seen that. If we knew we were drawing that the previous turn, maybe we would have done stuff differently, but we did not know that. We do not have that foresight. So we'll take the 18 and let's see what this dust does. They're going to set one, pass back to us. Book is a card. Book is definitely a card. Do I set the book? So they've gone through those. I kind of just want to dust the background and then set the book. So I'm just going to do that. TT ain't bad. I'm going to set the book, pass back, and see what they do. This is a bit tricky for us here. But if it is like Moth set, you know, they can only get back Snatch, which Snatch is a good card for sure, but they're at 2550, which is pretty low. They're going to go for Charity. Oh, that is rough for us. We would like to draw a Charity at some point, but I hadn't gone greedy with the Sidra into the TT play, maybe we would have been in a better spot, because that did use up some resources. It did trade 2 for 2, which I do feel confident about going for against Monarchs, but yeah, it's kind of rough for us here. They can just flip up that Exarian and be fine. Oh, and they had another Spy. That is rough. It's not lethal for us, but it is rough. It's very, very rough. If they got Ring, and that is lethal for us. Okay, well, this is lethal for us. So, yeah. Those were some GGs. I mean, yeah, that's rough. But hopefully we can get another game with this deck to see it in better action, because we didn't get to see the Fusiliers. We didn't get to see a lot of it. So let's see if we can get one more game with this deck. Okay, we got another game against frequent guest on the channel, PJ Darkness here. So we're going to be diving in. I pre-rolled the die, and unfortunately the pre-roll of the die did cost me. Damn. Well, hopefully we can still manage to get a win here, get a W. This is a pretty, well, Skill Drain's a pretty good card to have here. So I don't hate that. I don't hate that one bit. Duo. Ooh, that's a bit rough, but to be fair, I don't care too much about the cards in hand here. Kind of want to just get the monsters out. One, this telegraphs that we might have a bunch of monsters, and two, I feel like all our traps are really good compared to the monsters, which Sidra was the best monster that we had. So, yeah, I'm fine pitching those. Opponent's just going to set 2 and pass. Okay, playing around a Sidra of our own. I feel good with that. Sure. Look at the hand. No monsters here. Playing around Dust Shoot. That's how it goes. I'm just going to set everything. I'm going to set everything. Do I set everything? It's not good into heavy. But they know... Oh, I kind of want to set everything. It's so bad because they know every single card that I set, no matter the position. But kind of just want to set everything. I won't set TT. I'll be good. I'll be good. I probably don't even need to set Solemn. But yeah, I'll just set 3. What card could be in my hand? You don't know. Could be anything. But yeah, I feel like Saku is probably all we need right now. I'm going to pass back. Oh, let's go. Best draw. Best draw. Emissary hitting the field. And we can tack in for 1,600. Let's go. They're thinking about this. I am fine with that because we get back the one, the only Jerry Beans, man. Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it. I'm just going to pass. Again, I think Saku is probably just fine on its own. Although if they do heavy, I'm probably Soloming either way. But like, I probably should have just gone full measures in, but I want to preserve some information, maybe. I don't know if it'll really work out the best for us, but Snatch is pretty good. Snatch is pretty good. I'm going to summon out that Jerry Beans, man. Get him out here. He's beaning it up. He's being a good old bean. We're going to attack in for 1,750. Will this connect? Oh, the ring for the Jerry Beans, man. No. Damn. Not the Jerry Beans, man. He was too good. And now since I want to play around duo, I'm going to set a TT pass. I don't want to be left with 2 cards in hand, especially 2 good cards in hand. So I'm just going to set that TT and see what they do. They're just going to set another. Set another. Pass back to us. We draw Smashing. That is a good card, but I don't want to be left with 2 cards in hand, but I also don't want to be left with 5 back row clogged. So I'm just going to pass because if they got duo, they got duo. They go down 1,000 at least, but I do think we can't commit anything else from this hand to field. So DD Assailant, that is fine. We're going to Saku that. Or actually, do we Saku it? We could just Smash. I'm going to take 17. I don't need to Saku just yet. I've got Smash for it, so that's what I'll do. Breaker, pretty good. I will go for Breaker first. Just trying to break some of that back row. There's no ring. So there's that at least. Book, that is fine. Especially because Book could have dealt with this smashing ground that we are slamming onto the field there to get rid of that DD Assailant. So we could have also Snatch stolen it. I didn't really want to do that though because, you know, I think they're probably gaining more out of that bargain than we are. We want to probably save the Snatch deal for when we can go for a major push late game. So they're going to go for Cider. That is perfectly fine. If they summon another monster, we'll TT. If they don't, we've got Saku. So either way here, I feel like we're in a good spot. Saku, let's go. If they get another book, they get another book. But I'm just going to get rid of it that way, and let's go. Got rid of it. They're checking their grave for an Earth, so they got Gigantes here. Gigantes is fine. We can snatch that and then potentially go for some major damage pushes. Mirror Force also is pretty nice here, all things considered. I think I'm just going to go for the snatch. So let's just flip up the breaker, see if that's okay. And let's go for a snatch here. Give me that Gigantes. And we should be in a very, very good spot. Mirror Force insulates us a lot. Mirror Force insulates them a lot too, but I'm perfectly okay with this going through. And then main phase 2, do we need to commit the Mirror Force? I don't think we need to. So it might be good to do just because TT is very flexible for us. But they know about the TT, so it's better to use up the TT earlier than the Mirror Force. So I'm just going to pass back to them, see what they do. They're going to set one, set another, pass back. We are okay with that. Skill Drain doesn't really do anything here. So now I do feel fine just setting this Mirror Force and passing back to them. Let's see what they do here. Okay, they're going to pass back to us. Let's go. Emissary, the GOAT. They might have Sidebrand him, which is awkward for us, but we do have TT. We've got Mirror Force, so I can just Mirror Force when they attack into the Emissary if I really want to. I don't think I really want to, though, because we can just... Saku is perfectly fine. We will grab an Emissary from... Or not an Emissary, but a Beansman from deck. The next card, he was waiting for us. Loyal. Loyal as always. I'm going to pass back to them. I don't care if they duo this hand because they're taking 1,000 damage. We've already got a skill drain on field, so... Pot, ugh. Oh, Pot is rough. Yeah. Pot is still in this format. You know, if you don't like the Trinity from GOAT, you're not going to like the Trinity here either, but... it's rough. It's rough when they get it, at least. Yeah, that's fine. We can take 23 here. Because they've used up Ring, so we can take the 23 here safely. So, I will take that. That switches to defense. And, I mean, we're not activating skill drain with that Goblin up, but we can definitely... Oh, let's go. Exarian is actually a really good draw here. So let's try and go for that. And that's going to be fine from them. We're going to declare the effect when we attack in. And let's go. We got to pierce in for 14. We like to see that. We're going to pass back to our opponent. I feel like we're in a very, very good spot now. Despite being pretty low on life total. Checking their grave. I don't like to see them checking their grave. Snatch on the Exarian is annoying. I don't necessarily like that. I will take 18, though, because I'm gaining back 1,000. Do I do that? No, because I can't clear the Exarian, so I do think I will Mirror Force this. Yeah, I think I have to. It's unfortunate, but I think I have to do it, because I can't really deal with just that Exarian on field. So, I could have also Solemned the... Oh, well, that's a pretty good draw, if I do say so myself. I could have Solemned the Snatch. That is an option as well, just to keep the Exarian around, but... Now I got the second Solemn, though. I could be a bit more liberal with my Solemns. Not that you ever want to be too crazy with Solemn Judgment, because it does cost half your life points, and that is a valuable resource here. I think I will TT this. I don't think they have many monsters. So, yeah. And I want to use up the Solemn to the left first, because the Solemn to the left is the one that they know I have in some capacity. So that is also good to know. Cyber Dragon's a pretty bad draw here, all things considered, because if they bring out a monster to attack in, then we do have to take that damage first. So if we have to use like Solemn first or something like that, Tribe is fine. We can take a Tribe hit. We will indeed take a Tribe hit here. And we are out of skill drain range, which is rough. But, you know, I think we had to take that, because now our Sidra comes down, and we can play around with that. Okay, looks like they're going to pass back to us. We draw another Sidra. I will take that. If they clear the first Sidra, we've got this second one. We're going to bring out this Sidra here and see if that's okay. That's going to be fine by them, so we're going to attack in over this Tribe. And that will go through. Okay, I like to see that. And I could set a skill drain as well. I don't hate that. I don't think the game is going to last long enough to cause clogging of our zones to be an issue, so I will set that skill drain as just another bluff, another thing that they don't know about, and so it's a potential way to sort of psych them out, right? So we got the side right here, though, ready to get in for more damage in the future. We got double Solemn in our back row. So I feel pretty good about this overall. We can't activate these skill drains, which is rough, but I think overall we still are doing pretty good. Call the Haunted. Target the Tribe. I will use the Solemn on this because we have to, because we lose the game. They're going to set one and pass back to us. I'm okay with that. We draw a Tribe of our own. This will be lethal if it all goes through, so I'm going to try and go for it here. Yeah, let's just try and go for this. Let's go! Worked out. Okay, happy about that. Definitely a very clutch ending there, but the Solemns definitely put in work. I don't know what they're playing, though. We saw DD Assailant, so they might be on Warriors a bit. If they're on Warriors, then this knock is pretty bad. Skill drains also didn't seem to be doing much work. Oh, yeah, they're on Goblin Attack Force, so probably want to cut out these skill drains here. Maybe not, though. Yeah, we probably cut out the skill drains. Put in Bottomless. We don't put in Dust Shoot because they're on Warriors. Spy could be decent. Kind of like Spy. Kind of like the Mobster. What else do we want to bring in? I think BrainCon could be good if we're bringing in some Mobiuses. And maybe a Solemn or two. Well, Solemns are really good in this matchup. I think Duo might be a bit worse because we are going second. I think... this is just a tough decision here. We could cut down on the Jerry Beansman package if we want to. We could get down on the Fusiliers, actually. I think cutting down on Fusilier is good, so... yeah. Let's put in another Dust Shoot, or not Dust Shoot, Dust Tornado as well. Do we want BrainCon? I kind of do want BrainCon here. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with this. It's kind of a mixed bag. I probably should have Duo still in the deck, all things considered, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. That Dust Tornado could have been another Duo. We got Pot though. Pot's pretty good. So I'm okay with that. I think it's a pretty decent starting hand, all things considered. They got their Goblin Attack Force there, the Gobos. But I'm fine with that. We got TT in case they set a different monster. Oh, we draw heavy. That's pretty good. They do take our Exarian Universe, so we do lose a card off this Dust Shoot, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't think we can like super play around another Dust Shoot because we set 2. Like we don't want to set 3. I think I just go for the Pot. If it's another Dust Shoot, it's another Dust Shoot. But yeah, Snatch. I will take Snatch. I don't mind Snatch. It is kind of awkward here though. I think I can take a 2300. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set a Dust Tornado and I'm gonna set a TT, and I'm gonna pass. I don't want to commit too much into anything. They know about the TT, so they're likely not going to summon, but it doesn't really matter if we set Bottomless or TT in that case if they're not going to summon. So I'd rather just set TT on the off chance that they do summon for some reason. I'll take 23 there. Gabos back to defense. And now the question is, what are they going to do? They can't switch the Gabos to attack easily. I could have also just set Dust and Snatch and then potentially set up for something here, but I don't think that's good. Tribe is pretty good, though. Not going to lie. Do I Dust the back row just in case? If it's like MST, that's bad for us, but I think we can still make it through MST. But I don't want... well, if it's TT, I'm not... if it's Bottomless, though, that's the... Bottomless is like the one downside. I guess Force as well, but I don't care if they get rid of Tribe because they can't switch the Goblin to attack Force next turn anyways. So I think I am just going to summon out the Tribe. See if that's okay. And try and get them to use up a back row. Okay, it looks like we'll be fine. So I'm just going to attack into the Gabo here. That is perfectly fine. I will take that Saku any day of the week because, like I was saying, they can't switch the Gabo to attack this turn. So it's not doing anything for them. If they want to do anything, they have to summon out another monster, which then plays into TT. Now, if they've got Heavy Storm, which they do need to have the Heavy Storm there. So, I mean, Heavy Storm is Heavy Storm, but we only lost 2 cards here. We can snatch the Goblin attack force to beat over whatever else they have. DD Assailant is actually really good for us because, again, we can actually switch the Goblin attack force to attack now because it is the end of their next turn. So now we can actually do stuff with this. So, yeah, let's see. I think the move here, we just snatch the Gabo. Yeah. Ads on DB are kind of rough, but we're going to snatch the Gabo, take control of that, switch it to attack because it was the end of their next turn. And now we can attack over the Assailant, banish both these, and then get in for 16. So, haha. And I feel pretty good about that. They are also out of heavy. So that's pretty good as well. I think I'm going to set a bottomless and actually set a heavy of my own. Because if they summon out a thing here, we can bottomless it and then heavy whatever back row they have. This is potentially going to bait them into setting more back row. So I feel like we're in a pretty good spot overall. And if they still have MST, then we don't necessarily want to give them an easy just MST hit here. So they're going to set one, set another. They are setting in this deck. Okay, interesting stuff there. We draw Dust, which is not really the best for us here. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to attack in with the Emissary. If it is Assailant, I'm fine with it being Assailant. Okay, it's Warrior Lady. They're going to think about whether to banish this or not. I think it does make sense to banish, and they will indeed banish that. So that's pretty good for them, not going to lie. And I don't think I said anything here because, again, the plan is bottomless whatever they summon out and then heavy away their back row. So I'm feeling pretty good overall. They're out in heavy, so they can't get rid of both these that easily. If they summon out Breaker and then they've got an MST's back row, that's annoying for us, but we do have Dust to deal with more back row there. I mean, Exile does get under this, but if we draw into any of our monsters, then we're feeling good here. I guess that back row could give us trouble, but they're setting another back row, though, so we can potentially do something with this. Ring is actually pretty good for us here, because now we can not heavy. So we're going to set the Ring, pass back to them. Maybe I should have set Solemn here as well, but I do want to pull off this heavy, because right now the heavy is just a dead card for us here. So they're going to tribute. Do they have Jinzo? Grandmarg? I'm going to ask. Okay, I'm going to chain that. They target the bottomless, which is perfect for us. We get to banish that Grandmarg. And if they bring out Gigantes, we can ring it. I feel pretty good about that. And yeah, I feel we're in a good spot here. Smashing. Do I use the heavy now? I don't think I use the heavy now. I think I saved the heavy. It's a very tense spot to be in for sure, because if they like draw into Gigantes plus a monster, then we are in a really bad spot. But I don't think I think I'm in a worse spot if I just heavy the entire board, set Solemn, set Dust. So I'm just going to pass back to them. I think this is the best move, even though it's not the, best outcome for us. I think it is the best move. They're going to go for Gobos. That's fine. They're going to go to battle attack in. I'm going to ring it. Target the Gobos. Let's see if that goes through. Will go through. So I will get to 2,300 to them. We're down to 700, which is a very scary spot to be in. Oh, they do have a call. Okay, yeah, that will work. Yeah, maybe we should have set Dust to play around the call, but I do think, like, with that heavy in hand, we had to sort of weigh what we were doing with our back row there, and we unfortunately weighed incorrectly. So a better Warrior player than I might have been able to pull that one out. But yeah, unfortunately, we were not able to do it. I got greedy with the heavy, I guess, but I do think it was still worth it. Like, call is, like, really the only thing that could have gotten them out of that specific scenario. So, yeah, it's kind of rough. Do I leave the deck like this? They do set, but no, they didn't really set there. So I think I want to bring in Duo for sure. So take out BrainCon for Duo. And I think that's how I'll leave it. BrainCon's kind of like an card in this matchup, I think. So I'm just going to bring in the Duo and see how it goes. This is a very good hand for us here. I think I'm going to just start with a Graceful Charity. Does that make sense? I could hold the Graceful, but I don't really think... Well, I have what I want in this hand. So I think I will hold the Graceful for later. Yeah, I actually do think it's a situation where we hold Graceful. If they Duo and rip the Graceful out of hand, then it is what it is. But I think this is the best case scenario. If they keep it knock after seeing us play this deck, then, we get punished, right? But I feel like in general, this deck is not a deck you bring in against knock or bring knock in against. So they bring out Cyber Dragon. That's fine. We are okay with that. And let's see what they do here. They're going to tribute that for a Grand Marg. They're going to target this. That's fine. We get a little Jerry Beans man here to hand. We get to have good, graceful charity fodder. And do I actually take this? I think I kind of want to ring it. I think I will ring it. Because I'm in a position where I can get on a fair amount of damage here with Premat and Exarian. And so I just want to get rid of their monster here. I'd have to take additional damage from Ring, getting rid of Grandmark there. So if I took the attack as well. So I do think it is better just to ring it now. Oh, just like that, we're rewarded. We're rewarded so much. I think I do just... Do I heavy before Graceful? Yeah, I think I heavy before Graceful. If they've got Solemn, I'd much rather clear it now. And they had Premat and MST, so those are both bluffs there. We're going to go for a Graceful here. Draw 3, pitch 2. So maybe we should have kept the Grand Mark around, because I think we actually could have set up a lethal play here. Maybe not lethal, but we'd be able to bring back Jerry Beans Man, Cybernetic Xarian Universe, and Cyber Dragon. And then that is 35-50, 56-50, so not quite lethal. Because we'd still have to ring something. Yeah, so it's not lethal this turn, but it would have been very, very close to lethal. I'm just going to pitch Jerry Beans, and unfortunately, I got to pitch the other Jerry Beans. They're too strong. They're too good. I'm going to bring out Exarian, attack in for 18 here. If they bring out a Sidra, that is fine. I'm just going to set an MST, pass back to them. I think we're still in a pretty good spot here. We're in the aggressive position. We can bring back something else with Premat. I could have actually brought back something with Premat last turn and just get the screws really on them, but I figured since we can't kill them here, I'd much rather do this. So we're going to take 500 from this, but this should be able to set up a lethal line next turn. Or actually, no, it's just off lethal. Well, if we draw a monster, it's not off lethal, but or actually, no, we can get lethal, but just by yeah, we can easily get lethal here. We could just smash the Goblin attack force. So we're going to go for Sidra. We're going to summon out Breaker, and we're going to do this the fun way. We're going to pre-map back the Exarian and get in for 14 here with the effect. So, yep. So, yeah, GG's. Those were some fun ones. We didn't really get to show off the Fusiliers again. I mean, we did side them out in games 2 and 3 here, but I do think it was worth siding them out because Skill Drain is really bad against this deck. Yes, it does play Grand Marg, but it's really good with Goblin Attack Force there. So yeah, so I don't really, I don't really mind this sort of showing of the deck. I think it's a pretty good showing overall. Of course, if you want to see this deck in action at the hands of someone who really knows how to play it, definitely check out the Fortnite library coverage of the event this one, and you can watch some of the replays there. So I really do enjoy this deck a lot. And I might play it in the future if I play Cyber in the future, just because it's so cool. Even though it does have its flaws here and there, I think it's just so awesome that this deck managed to win an event. So let me know what you think about this deck down below. Also, let me know what you think about the live dueling. Do you prefer it to the standard duel analysis that I do in my regular videos? Or do you want me to just do that for Wheel Wednesdays as well? Today, I mentioned I was short on time, so this will probably come out like right around midnight EST. For today, but in the future, if I do have time, I will be able to do more, analysis like my regular videos, if people prefer that for the Wheel Wednesdays. But I figure it's good to switch it up every once in a while. That's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed as always. If you want to play any games in Fortnite that I featured on the channel, then definitely head over to the YGF from Zero Discord server, linked in the description down below. It's also where I get the games for these videos here. So if you want to be in the videos, do that as well. Also, we hold monthly tournaments and weekly locals, so definitely stay tuned for that if you're interested in that sort of thing. As always, big shout out to my patrons, Rinspin, Porkchop, Coon, Red Knocker, Tyler Compton, GeoMyFS, Dump Truck, and Scout Zero. It means a lot that you all support this play and create to make more videos like this one in the future. I hope you all enjoyed.